there and got that win?
Well, the car's changed, so everything that goes along with that, with this next-gen car, is new these days. So just trying to figure it out as we're here doing the tire test a little bit, make sure we can have a good race for all the fans, and maybe we can tune out our car a little bit while we're at it.
How'd the tires handle for you this afternoon?
They didn't blow out. They're still holding air, and they're round and black, so that's good. So if they can keep them that way, I think it'll be just fine.
Good.
Joey, how do you think this next-gen car will perform here?
You know, I guess in what way are you asking me?
Just in the way of like racing.
Racing in general?
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. You know, the draft seems to be a little bigger with next-gen cars, so you get obviously these long straightaways here, so probably more draft opportunities. You know, the big thing is just how wide does the track get? That's what produces a good racing. You know, so is a track 2 lanes wide, or is it 3 or 4 lanes wide? So I don't know how much is the car, or how much is the track prep, whether it's the resin or PJ1 or all that type of things.
Right.
So is it going to take 2 wins to lock everybody in this year? I mean, you got 11 different winners this year already.
No, I don't think so.
You think
I don't
one's gonna
think
be
so. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's, I mean, we talk about this every year. Every year. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many different winners. There's going to be more than 16 winners.
Well,
Never has been.
You're right. We have 11 at the halfway point. So.
Obviously,
Not going to happen.
Those guys will probably win a couple more. I would think so.
Great answer.
Obviously, you're at the mercy of Goodyear, but is there anything you were able to learn today, even with the changing tires that they were putting on your car?
Yeah, somewhat. You know, they give us a couple sets of tires in the beginning of the day to tune our car and get it close to where it drives decent, and then they can start firing some different tires on it to learn, you know, for Goodyear. And so that's good. They give us a couple runs, and then we can start going through their stuff and knock that stuff out.
Now that we're halfway through the regular season, what have you learned about the tires and how they handle in the weather?
Well, they're definitely, the weather's a whole different piece, but the tires definitely are different, and we're all trying to figure that out, right? We have 15 minutes of warm-up or practice, whatever you want to call it, that we can't change our, you know, camber settings or anything like that to where we can adjust, you know, much to the tire, and so we're going off of just raw data and not history. And, you know, data's great, but it's usually limitations, and it's different when you take what is done in the lab and all the squiggly lines and you put it on a real racetrack. The game changes a little bit, and so we don't have that real life data that we would like to have to kind of correlate with them. So right now it's a bit of a guessing game when we show up at the racetrack, and if you have too much camber, we've seen a lot of tires blow out this year. You know, so if you're too aggressive, there's definitely a price to pay.
It's about as hot as it gets here at MIS. Do you prefer a hot racetrack here in Michigan, or would you like it a little cooler?
I think warm's better for racing. Good weather is good weather. I don't as long as it's sunny. I don't really care. But typically, the warmer racetrack's probably gonna put on a better race here.
Nice.
Yep.
What have you learned in being a broadcaster when you broadcast those Xfinity races? How do you apply that to being out on the Cup Series?
Well, I don't know if I apply anything a whole bunch. I have fun up there. I enjoy, you know, getting up there and talking about racing, and it gives me something to do on Saturdays. Like we just talked about, there's a lot less practice now on track time, so I've enjoyed going up there and just hanging out. Adam's amazing up there, and you know, just getting to see different things, different personalities. I've been interviewing a lot of, like you guys now. I interviewed a bunch of drivers beforehand now, so it's kind of it's just seeing a different side of our sport, and I enjoy that because I think understanding everyone's perspective helps you be better at your job sometimes. And you know, a lot of times as a driver, you may just think everything's about you, and you know, you're frustrated at the end of a race or something like that. And as people doing TV also have a pretty important job, and they're just trying to do their part, you know. So everyone needs to work together, and me seeing that perspective has helped me in those situations for sure.
The driver's only broadcast fine?
It went great. Well, I mean, it's okay. I think everyone likes seeing us screw up. So, but no, we have fun. We laugh around all the time. Kevin was doing the guy that brings it in back from the commercial break most of the time. We were giving him a hard time, so we were having fun with it.
Joey, when are you not talking racing though? I mean, it seems like you just living the dream here.
As soon as I get home, I don't talk about racing.
You're able to shut it off?
I shut it right down. But most of the time, unless I really got something bothering me, I'll talk to my wife about it. But I try to do a really good job. When I go home, I go home.
Has it always been that way, or is that something you had to learn to deal with?
I've had to learn that, especially with kids and you know, life is right. I try to leave work at work and home life at home.
Give us a preview of Michigan this year. Are you looking forward to this race?
Yeah, I love coming here. I love it here for a lot of reasons. For one, like the sun doesn't go down until 10 o'clock at night, so I think that's awesome. I think also, you look at the campground here is great. I mean, it's party crazy up here. So it's a great atmosphere. The racing's fun. The fact that all the manufacturers are here racing for that trophy is very important. And then hey, this is in Roger Penske's backyard. That's my boss. So, being at his, I don't know if you call it his home track or not, but it's close enough to home where I think it matters. And he owned the track at one point, so I think it matters a lot to him.